This video was originally intended to be more of a project log outlining our journey and what we did with our glider. However, it quickly evolved into a sob story about why and how we couldn't launch on time. I had filmed a bunch of footage during my trip, so I decided to make a video explaining my experience viewing the eclipse. Now, if you haven't heard about my project before, basically it was to develop a glider that can autonomously return after being launched at high altitudes. Basically, what we were going to be doing with our glider was attaching it to a high altitude balloon and releasing it at around 100,000 feet in the air, and then basically just have it return back to the launch site. We had started on the project in 2015 when Tarek and I decided to make a high altitude balloon project. We made very little progress until the project was soon put back on the shelf and forgotten until we heard about the solar eclipse happening on August 21st. We decided to pick the project back up again and work on our glider in order to capture as much footage as we possibly could during the eclipse. Our original plan was to actually develop our own autopilot software. However, we did not have enough time to actually finish it before August 21st. So we decided to use Ardupilot as our autopilot system. Fast forward to August 20th. Tarek and I had met at his house and began preparing the glider as quickly as we could in order to get it ready for launch. We had ordered a Samsung Gear 360 and a Pixox the day we were gonna leave for the trip, as we had procrastinated till the last minute. In hindsight, we were far from prepared to actually do a launch. Our video equipment was not ready due to a few issues with our faulty camera and a few glitches here and there from our receiver. We also weren't going to be receiving telemetry information from our glider, as the person who had sold us the receiver accidentally shipped us a battery. So we were going in blind without any video or telemetry. We also did not have our Pixhawk ready, as we had not tuned the PIDs in time. Transportation quickly became an issue for us too, as we had learned that Tarek's license was suspended, and we did not know about that until the day we were going to launch, when we got pulled over. But despite all these shortcomings, we kept on pushing forward, contacted a few friends, secured a ride, and headed to Athens, Tennessee. This was a grueling 12-hour drive, and for a majority of the trip, Tarek was trying to get our video feed working for the launch. Things weren't looking too well for us, so we decided to call off the launch, and basically the only thing left to do was to view the eclipse and make the most out of the moment. After the exhausting 12-hour drive, we finally arrived in Athens, Tennessee, and parked in a Lowe's parking lot to view the eclipse. There were a bunch of people there, and it was a pretty fun experience. Those dudes they're shooting during the solar eclipse. That's pretty cool. I had set up my video equipment and my cameras in order to capture the eclipse as well as I could, and since we were unable to get any solar filters or solar viewing glasses, we used my Mylar technique that I was explaining in the previous video. The eclipse began as the moon started inching towards totality. Not much was happening during that time, and we were pretty bored, so I tried to set up the Gear 360 we had ordered in order to live stream the eclipse as best as I could. There was not that good of reception in the area we were filming, so I canceled the live stream after a few minutes due to our unreliable connection. Eventually, the eclipse was nearing totality, and we were observing some very interesting and cool things in our surroundings. First off, the light filtering through the leaves were actually acting as pinhole projections, and we were able to view the shape of the eclipse just by viewing the shadows of the trees in the parking lot. The sky seemed to get a little dimmer, and we noticed that we were feeling a lot less heat coming from the sun. The air began to cool down. As we hit totality, I rushed to remove the filters on our cameras and take photos as best as I could. The eclipse was simply stunning. Around us, cicadas and crickets began chirping. The corona was flaring out and it was just amazing to watch. The sky was dark and it looked as if there was a sunset on every point on the horizon. Totality lasted for about 4 minutes. After the solar eclipse ended, we packed up and headed back home for another 12-hour drive. Despite not being able to launch our glider, this was an incredibly fun and interesting experience, and I would definitely recommend anyone who has the opportunity to watch an eclipse to go and watch it in totality. That about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. That's all for today, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.